Get ready, fans. Today we bring you a story that will tug at the heartstrings of every one of you. Cole Palmer, the golden boy from our youth academy who grew up before our eyes, is now shining at Chelsea. But there are rumors that Manchester City is interested in bringing him back. Are we about to witness an epic return? However, the situation is much more complex than it seems. Chelsea isn't going to let go of Palmer easily, and the conditions surrounding this transfer promise to keep us all in suspense until the very last second. That's why you can't miss a single detail of this story. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to follow everything closely. Here is where you'll stay updated on the latest developments, the twists and turns, and the decisions that could change the future of Manchester City and Cole Palmer. And of course, let us know in the comments. Do you think Palmer deserves to wear our shirt again? Now let's dive into this saga. Cole Palmer, our lad, has always been seen as a gem in the making. From City's youth ranks, he grew up with the hope of shining in the first team. Many of you have cheered for him, following every step. But despite the opportunities under Pep Guardiola, he managed only 41 appearances, with 5 goals and 2 assists. It wasn't enough. Chelsea saw a raw diamond there and decided to take a risk at the start of last season. The result, Palmer exploded. In 54 matches, he scored 31 goals and provided 20 assists. An impressive impact. Now, at just 22 years old, Palmer has not only proven his worth, but has become one of the most talked-about players in the Premier League. Manchester City wants him back, that much is clear. But are we prepared for what lies ahead? Chelsea won't make it easy. They've already shown their cards. The price? A world record fee. Yes. You heard that right. To bring Palmer back, City would have to break the transfer record. We're talking about surpassing Neymar, who moved to PSG for an eye-watering €222 million. What do you think, fans? Is it worth spending so much to bring Palmer back to the Etihad? Share your thoughts in the comments. We know City isn't afraid to splash the cash when it comes to quality, but we're talking about an astronomical figure, even for our club. With a market full of promising options, is Palmer really the right choice? Looking back, Palmer couldn't quite secure his place in Pep's squad. But what about now, with the maturity he's gained at Chelsea? Could this return be what he needs to finally shine in our colors? And as fans, are we ready to embrace this idea? After all, seeing a homegrown talent flourish at another club can be painful. But bringing him back with such a hefty price tag, it's a decision that splits opinions, and the plot thickens. Behind the scenes, there are whispers of Real Madrid's interest in Palmer. That's right, the Spanish giants have their eyes on our former player. If Real Madrid genuinely enters the fray, everything could change in the blink of an eye. Chelsea, for their part, doesn't seem in a rush to sell. They know what they have on their hands, and if no one is willing to meet their asking price, Palmer could very well continue his journey in London. It's intriguing to consider how a player who couldn't establish himself at City is now attracting interest from European giants. What does this tell us about the player development environment? Have we missed out on something? And more importantly, are we underestimating the impact Palmer could have now that he's at a more advanced stage of his career? At 22, he's young, talented, and determined. The stage is set for him to continue growing, but at what cost? To complicate matters further, the City board is also divided. There are those who believe Palmer deserves a second chance, that he could be the missing piece to complete our attack. Others, however, question whether this price tag justifies his return. With so many options available in the market, is investing everything in Palmer the best choice? And what about you fans? What do you think should be done? Would it be a beautiful story to see Palmer return and succeed? Or would it be better to move on and explore other opportunities? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear if you're ready to see Palmer back at the Etihad, or if you think this story should take a different path. The truth is that this saga is far from over. Chelsea is playing hardball, Real Madrid is lurking, and we, the citizens, are here, waiting for a resolution that could shape the future of the club. What will happen? Will we break the transfer record to bring a player from our own academy back? Or will Palmer's fate take another turn, leaving us with that lingering feeling of, what if? Continue to follow us so you don't miss a single chapter of this thrilling story. Cole Palmer's future hangs in the balance of intense negotiations, difficult decisions, and, of course, plenty of suspense. But what if Palmer's story is just beginning? Imagine the impact this transfer could have on the European football landscape. A young player, shaped by our very own academy, seeking a place to shine, finding his peak at another club, and now potentially returning to where it all began. This narrative of redemption and return is already stirring the minds of fans, and with each new rumor, expectations are growing. However, the central question remains: should City bet everything on Palmer? The stakes are enormous, and with so many talents emerging worldwide, the pressure for a sound decision is mounting. Another crucial point cannot be overlooked: the market is brimming with options. Young players, rising stars of international football, all eager to make their mark at a club as prestigious as Manchester City. Does it make sense to focus on a familiar name, or should we look ahead and explore new horizons? On Palmer's side, the situation is also delicate. The player, still in a phase of growth, must carefully consider his next steps. Is returning to the Etihad the best move for his career? At Chelsea, he has established himself as a key player, earning the trust of both fans and the manager. But at City, with all the competition and pressure, could he maintain the same level? The environment has changed since Palmer left, and so has he. We must also remember the role of the fans. Every City supporter has a different opinion on this potential return. For some, Palmer is still the homegrown boy, one who carries a piece of our history in his heart. For others, the transfer fee is a significant barrier that could weigh heavily on the club's finances. What do you think? Are you willing to see City pay that astronomical sum to bring Palmer back? Share your thoughts in the comments. The fact is, while the saga unfolds, City continues to need reinforcements. Our squad is strong, but there's always room for improvement. Is Palmer the name that can fill this gap? Or should we focus on more viable, affordable alternatives with perhaps a different profile than what Palmer offers? What cannot be denied is that Chelsea is playing its cards very strategically. They know Palmer's worth today and won't let go without a fight. Meanwhile, on the outside, giants like Real Madrid are watching closely. When Palmer's name surfaced in the Spanish media, many fans were taken aback. After all, Real Madrid usually targets the biggest stars in world football, and seeing Palmer on their radar is a testament to his undeniable potential. But if Madrid genuinely enters the fray, does City stand a real chance of winning this battle? And how would the scenario change if Palmer ended up at the Santiago Bernabeu? The coming days will be crucial. Every move in the negotiations could trigger a series of chain reactions. If City indeed moves forward with this record proposal, we may be witnessing one of the most talked about transfers in recent times. But if they decide to back off, what would that mean for the future of our squad? Would we be letting a golden opportunity slip away? What's certain is that football does not forgive regrets, and this decision could significantly shape the next season. And you, supporter, how do you feel about all this? The anxiety of watching how this story will unfold is inevitable, but the lingering question is, are we ready to bet everything on Palmer, or are there other pieces on this chessboard that deserve our attention? Now let's look beyond the financial aspect. When we talk about a possible return for Cole Palmer, we aren't just discussing millions or transfer records. We're talking about an emotional connection, about a player who was part of our identity and for a time represented the future of the club. Bringing Palmer back wouldn't just be a market transaction. It would be a symbolic gesture, a way of reaffirming our belief in the talents we've nurtured. But this also raises another important question. What does this mean for the development of young players in our academy? If Palmer returns bearing this weight, all eyes will be on him. The expectations will be immense. For those who followed his development, there's a desire to see him shine at the Etihad. But is City willing to give him the time necessary to readjust? The margin for error would be very slim, especially regarding a negotiation of this magnitude. Furthermore, the pressure would come from all sides. Chelsea has already set their price, Real Madrid lurks in the shadows, and we, the fans, are here seeking answers. But who else could enter this fray? What if other clubs, less talked about until now, decide to join the bidding? An auction for Cole Palmer could inflate this negotiation even further, making the situation even more unpredictable. Football is dynamic, and sometimes the unexpected happens. Now, let's think together. We are at a crucial moment in the season. The transfer window always brings surprises, and sometimes the perfect opportunity arises from the most unexpected places. If City is genuinely interested in Palmer, are they ready to make a bold offer? And how would this impact our overall transfer strategy? After all, bringing in Palmer could mean sidelining other important negotiations or even sacrificing reinforcements in areas that also need attention. Speaking of attention, we cannot forget the impact this would have on Palmer himself. He, more than anyone, knows that returning to City would be a risky move. But is he prepared to face that pressure? At Chelsea, he is an emerging star with the freedom and confidence to express his game. At City, the reality is different. Guardiola demands the utmost from his players, and the level of competition within the squad is incredibly high. Would Palmer be ready to face that battle? Another crucial point is the internal reaction at Manchester City itself. What do our key players think about this potential return? How would Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, or Phil Foden react to Palmer's arrival, especially if it comes with enormous expectations and a record transfer fee? In the dressing room, these dynamics are important, and Palmer's return could create a delicate balance between the already established stars and the promise of a new idol. Meanwhile, over at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea continues to keep a close eye. They know that Palmer is one of their key assets at the moment. For them, selling the player now means relinquishing a talent in full ascent, but at the same time, a record fee proposal could be irresistible. What is going through the minds of the Blues board? Are they ready to lose Palmer, or will they do everything to keep this jewel in London? The truth is, there's still no defined ending to this story, and perhaps that's what keeps us so engaged. The uncertainty, the doubt, the possibility of a twist. Cole Palmer's future hangs in the balance, and each move in the coming weeks could determine the trajectory of his career and the impact he will have on European football. And in the meantime, we fans continue to watch closely, eager to discover what the next chapter of this saga will hold. Palmer's destiny could be blue again, or perhaps he'll take a different path far from the Etihad. Either way, this decision will resonate for a long time, and that's why it's so important to stay tuned. Want to know what the outcome will be? As negotiations continue, the mystery surrounding Cole Palmer only deepens. Are we about to witness the return of a player who was once considered our greatest prospect? Or will he continue forging his path away from the Etihad, perhaps even in another league, in another country? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain. We are at the heart of a decision that could change the future of both Manchester City and Palmer himself. Whether for emotional or strategic reasons, every detail of this negotiation matters. Bringing back a player from our youth system carries significant symbolic weight, but the value of this gamble is what will define the future. Is it worth it? And you, the fan, do you think Palmer could be the missing piece in our squad? We want to hear your opinion, but one thing is guaranteed. This saga still has many chapters ahead. So, to ensure you don't miss any details and stay updated on everything happening with our city, subscribe to the channel now. Here you'll follow every twist, every rumor, and of course the resolution of this thrilling story. Don't forget to join in and stay informed.